Well, Vicki and Rick, Michael Bogan started in his new position on Monday, and as he wraps up his first week today, I talked to him about his plans for the new role and how the office is working to put Louisville on a safer path.
It is not lost on me how important this movement is. The city of Louisville deserves to be a safer city. There are numerous people who care about what happens in these streets.
Michael Bogan patrolled Louisville streets for 20 years as an LMPD officer, so he's seen the impact of violence in the city firsthand.
I've heard the screams of mothers when they find out their loved one has been killed, and that sticks with you.
He's now in a position to reshape the lives of those plaguing the same streets with gun violence.
I'm not going to pretend to know what their life is like. I haven't walked in their footsteps. I would imagine that choice is difficult. But once they make that choice, we will walk with them. We will help them to make better choices so they can live the life that they're intended to live.
Bogan is leading the Office of Group Violence Intervention, or GVI. It's a strategic approach to reducing gun violence implemented in Louisville 3 years ago. The effort, proven to be successful, is now expanding after being included in the city budget to create 3 new positions in the office.
30% of the overall shootings are a result of gangs and groups, and I want to reduce that. So the ultimate goal is to reduce gun violence.
GVI is targeting gangs, groups, and overall drivers of violence. Bogan says currently Louisville has 8 active gangs and 20 groups. The GVI team is tasked with reaching out to them to offer a different path and remind them about the consequences of their actions.
To send a clear message that the gun violence in Louisville is unacceptable and it should not be tolerated, that there will be legal consequences, but also to present that there's a choice. There is a choice to no longer participate in gun violence.
The Office for GVI has local, state, and federal partners, but the Metro's official 3-prong approach includes community, law enforcement, and outreach.
But if we remain collaborative, if we remain working together and identify a common goal, there's nothing that we can't do.
And the Office of GVI is working to fill positions for a program manager and an administrator soon. I'm Alexis Matthews, WLKY News.